Alright, what I'm doing is I'm taking collected driving gloves that I don't need, and you can harvest those for cured leather. It takes 10 minutes to harvest it, but I'll get cured leather. And now I can use that cured leather to repair my boots. I have a sewing kit, and chance of success is only 70%. It all depends on your skills and stuff like that. But so I got a sewing kit that's at 65%. Every time you use it to repair something, it goes down by 5%. But there, now you can see my boots, or the little star thing shows the the quality or the life of unit. So my boots are now at 98%. That will go down based on your falls, walking, running, etc. I don't know what the hell that is. I picked it up somewhere. This is my kind of stash house. As you can see, got a whole bunch of stuff in the fridge over here. Stuff is all stashed in the fridge. The fridge can hold 88 pounds. I have 20.64 if you look in the top there. I also can store stuff in cabinets that you've searched. I got a spare bedroll, hacksaw, hatchet, mountaineering rope. It weighs 11 pounds. That's a lot of pounds to carry on your back, but spare sewing kits, painkillers, etc. You always try to stash the stuff that's got more of a life expectancy, and carry what's going to expire first, so you use that up. So as you can see, the painkillers in my inventory, or in my container, which is the cabinet, are at 66%. If I go down to the ones I'm packing, you can see these painkillers are at 26%, 22%. I'll use them up first, and then, collect those. If I ever want to leave this place, I'll probably, change out all my gear for good gear. But at the current time, I'm okay.
use this.
Alright, what I'm doing is I'm taking So if you're ever playing the story mode and you're running from a wolf or something and all you can do is hide in a vehicle and the sun's going down, if you're in a vehicle and you currently have a bedroll in your inventory, you can hold L1, brings up your radial. You can go to Campcraft, up to your bedroll, and you can sleep in a car. But if you don't have a bedroll, you can't sleep in a car. This will also pass time. Up at the top, R2, the deck of cards is pass time. It just passes the time, makes the wolves go away, etc. Whatever. But just being able to sleep in the car is a kind of a neat feature if you need to. You're protected from the wind and from predators while in a vehicle. The temperature will not increase like it will if you're indoors of a building. I have no weapons to kill deer, but if I find a dead one, I could totally... If I can hit this rabbit, I can strangle him and collect him for food. But you gotta stun him with a rock first. It's quite gruesome when you strangle them, but totally worth the calories if you can get them. Oh shit. I'm fucked. I have no defensive weapon at this. I got a knife, but I mean I have no flare gun, nothing to fend off wolves. There he goes. He might be chasing a deer. In survival mode, you can set your settings. I have them set to passive so they won't attack me unless provoked. I didn't provoke any wolves to my knowledge. Nope. I picked up the rock instead of the rabbit. Now he's alive again. You get only a brief second to stun him and get him. Come back here. You're my dinner. What? That was dead on. That one should hit him. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of tricky. There's no real good way to aim a rock. Just like in real life, I guess. Rabbits do yield meat and fur and gut. Gut can be used as a decoy if you're being chased. You can drop it behind you so the wolves stop and eat that. Oh, one of them died anyway. It's pretty fresh.
Use this.
I can take it or I can cut it up right here. I'll just take it, the whole thing, cut it up in my cabin. If you get enough rabbit furs, you can make rabbit skin mittens, which can be handy.
This will come in handy.
If you have a pry bar, you can open locked doors and vehicle trunks, etc. One neat thing, most cars, if it's not damaged, you can open the hood and it'll stay open. That way you know you've searched that one. It's just an indicator there's nothing under the hood, to my knowledge, that you can gather. Stumps that look like they've been cut down like this sometimes have mushrooms growing on them. You can collect those mushrooms and make like a natural antibiotic. You'll probably need that sometimes, because when your pills run out, you're gonna need something else, an alternative. So that's pretty good. This is the town of Millhouse. So a quick inventory review. If you hit triangle, it takes you to your inventory. Top one is all. You can sort. A to Z is the name. The little star is what expires the soonest. And the little weight, it's a symbol of a weight is what it is. And it shows you what weighs the most, and you can ditch if you want. Then you got your fire starting category, your meds, your clothing, food and drink, tools, and crafting items. Right on the D-pad will bring up your weapon inventory. You hit it once, it brings up the first weapon. Hit it again and bring up your next weapon. Up will bring up your light sources. Left will bring up a fire. If you want to build a fire, I don't have the fire building materials with me. But if you had sticks and tinder and all that, you can. And then down is the quick button to drop a decoy, which is usually guts or raw meat if you're being chased by a wolf or bear. If you've already searched any container, it'll say empty or searched in small text under the big thing, knowing that you've already done it. So this one I haven't searched, it just says open trunk. And it was locked, so I needed my pry bar to use it. Open up, found a scarf. Now it says open trunk empty. It knows it's empty. Now that it's an empty container, I can put things in it if I want to, but I have no need to put things in that trunk of that car there. Mailboxes sometimes have like candy bars in them. Just signifies that you can use it to signify you searched a house. Of course, I searched the wheelbarrow house. That's my temporary house. Got my little Canadian flag flying there. I like this house. Sam likes a different one. I prefer this one because you go in, you got your potbelly stove right there. Everything's on the ground floor. You don't have to go up any stairs. I got plenty of cabinet space to store things. Potbelly stove. Some places have fireplaces. This one is a potbelly stove. And I got a bed. Bathroom. You can take toilet water. It's drinkable. I store like spare clothing and stuff in the drawers and dresser and armoire over here. Got my pelts curing out on the floor. Cured pelts can be turned into clothing and gloves. Now that I'm home, I can harvest up my rabbit. And 2 pounds of meat, 1 hide, and a gut. And when you do this, you can choose weapons. I'm going to choose to use my hunting knife because it's at a higher percentage. It does go down every time you use it. If you don't find a whetstone to sharpen it, it will eventually die out and become useless and you can't recover it. So I'm going to use my knife, which is at 75%, to harvest. It's going to cost me 48 minutes and 100 calories in my stomach. And you can see the sun's going down there slowly. Yep, 48 minutes of time. But now, if I go to my inventory, I should have raw rabbit meat. And in my crafting menu, I should have raw pelt and rabbit gut, which can be used as a decoy, or you can cure gut and turn it into snares, bowstrings, etc. But I'm going to throw my pelt down here. It'll be drying out there on the floor. Take some time to cure, but it has to be indoors. If you leave it outside, it'll just freeze and it'll be frozen. You don't have to bring it in, and it has to be indoors to cure. Most buildings have like tables, chairs, etc. You can chop it up into reclaimed wood, which is also firewood. See, I could do this, and it gives me an option to use my hatchet. Some, depending on the items, you can change. I do have a hacksaw in my tool inventory. It's usually for metal. The pry bar is good for breaking into locked doors. Fishing is for fishing, obviously. Sewing kit. Rifle ammunition. I have not found a rifle yet. Charcoal is made for sketching out maps. Stones for throwing at rabbits. Flashlight. I haven't found any batteries. Bedroll. Lantern is a lantern. You're getting the idea. I'm going to store my extra hatchet over here because it weighs so much. 3 pounds. I only need to carry one of them. So I got a couple spares in case they wear out and I can't find a whetstone. Oh, those are my pants from earlier. They're dry now. I can put them back on. I'm wearing 2 pairs of jeans. I took them off earlier and threw them next to the fire because they were wet and they dry out that way. All I found so far is just work jeans. I need to find some like good clothing. If they start and wear out, this one's at 69%. You can do repair. It says required material, cloth, and a sewing kit. There we go. Starting to repair my jeans. Takes time. See the moon's coming up. It's getting to be nighttime. Everything you do costs time. Got some salmon in my freezer I could eat. If you hit the big pad, it brings up your 4 things across the bottom. First one's your body temperature, which is stable right now. It's not going up or down. I'm indoors. If you're outside, you'll see down arrows. Down meaning it's going down. The second one is you're tired. Each thing has a total of 3 arrows. You can have a single arrow going down, a single arrow going up, 2 arrows, or 3 arrows. Either way. And that's the speed. So if you're in a blizzard, you'll see 3 down arrows next to your temperature gauge, which means you're getting colder. If you're packing a lot of weight, you get tired. Like you see now I'm walking around, there's 2 arrows next to my tiredness. He's getting tired because he's walking around. And your hunger and your thirst, they go down over time, especially if you're chopping wood or doing like activities, stuff like that. So most houses you can harvest like curtains and stuff for cloth and toilet water. Most bathrooms have like oh, there's some socks in there.
That'll come in handy.
Most bathrooms have like a first aid cabinet you can search for like peroxide and stuff like that. It's good to have. I think I'm carrying some peroxide. Yep, right there. Antiseptic. You'll need a little bit and some painkillers. I don't need all these. I could probably ditch some. They only weigh 0.2 pounds though. But every ounce matters in the game when you're adding up weight. Because if you're overweight, you can't sprint. And you get super tired by carrying overweight all the time. And as you can see, the wind's blowing out here. The little thing at the top means I'm in the windshield, like I'm out of the wind. Like if I hide up against this house, I'm out of the wind. But if I go out in the open, my temperature's eventually going to start dropping down. Oh, there goes a wolf. See, passive, they're scared of me unless I provoke them. Usually metal crap you find around the house, metal shelves, whatever, can be salvaged for scrap metal. Wood things can be salvaged for firewood. Ooh, flare. But now I have driving gloves, which are useless in the cold. But you can, however, salvage them for repair leather, which can be used for shoes, any kind of leather clothing. Good to have. I got way too many gloves. Wool mittens are good unless they get wet. Fleece mittens are okay. Piglet, there's a cat outside. And then if you can find gauntlets, they're the best. They're like big, like elbow length gloves. I did find a pair and they're in the hunting lodge, but it's like a ways, couple days travel from here.
Could end up being useful.
There's a way to sketch your maps in survival mode. I'm not sure how to do it yet. I gotta ask Sam about that. Nope, I mean nighttime. So. So limbs can be turned into firewood. Branches can be turned into sticks. Sticks can be picked up. Corpses can be containers. You can put things in corpses, which is weird.
This stuff will come in handy. Thank goodness.
I think Sam lied to me. He said there should be a flare gun here. I don't see a flare gun. I see a dead body. And also a dead body. I can sleep here for the night. That won't do me any good. Scrap metal and cloth. I don't need that. Potbelly stove. Papers can be tinder. So if I want to leave this area, the way to get down is I gotta come up here, climb down the cliff where this little climbing area sign is. Also, this is in single player. This is how you leave. You gotta get the mountaineering stuff, and then you climb down this, and you see that trail. You head over that flat, and you keep going. Eventually hit a cave. You can spend your night there, and you work your way down and down and down and down. Took me a while to figure all that out. But as you can see, I've made the wheelbarrow house my first cache, which none of your supplies ever go away unless they expire, which most take quite a while, especially if they're stored properly. You can always store your freshest stuff. Oh, don't you run from me. They eat you.
I think I can use this.
The gas station has a lot of goodies. Some are useful, some aren't. A lot of pallets. Pallets can be chopped up. Takes a lot of time, and you can get lots of reclaimed wood though. Pallets can be hacked up for firewood. There's ice in that ice box there if you need some ice. Not gonna need that. "45 minutes. What time of day is it?" Oh, it's getting dark. There's no like waypoint system, so you gotta like kind of recognize like landmarks and kind of know your way around. It's kind of confusing, and I did get lost in single player. Went completely the wrong way off the map. Ended up in the middle of BFE. It's really dark in my house because the sun went down. If you hit up, it gives you your light source options. Obviously, dead battery on my flashlight. Hit up again. That's a flare. I don't want to waste it. That's a lantern. I can light it, refill it. That's just a match. I can light a match. Matches will burn for a little while. Obviously, cardboard matches burn out faster than wood matches, but you can see for a brief moment. Good enough to find my stove, get that going for the night. Accelerant, hard to come by, but gives me an 80, like if you look at my percent chance of starting a fire success, it's greatly increased if you use accelerant, but really hard to find. Everything matters. So wood matches actually give you a better chance of a ton of cardboard matches. I want to read that book. Better not burn it. Cattail head. Cattails can be harvested for food and tinder. The poofy heads can be fire starter. I use this stick. No accelerant. We're gonna give her a shot. %60 chance, likely to fail. You have to do it a couple times, but nonetheless. pretty good chance there. So now my fire's burning. It says I only got 5 minutes left. Better put some fuel in there. Reclaimed wood, pick that up. I stashed it earlier. Some sticks. Fir firewood I chopped up earlier. Yeah, now I gotta 9-hour fire burner. So now I got 9 hours. If I sleep. Oh, the lantern. So if you have a lantern equipped, you can light it with R2. And L2, you can place it. So if I want to do something near this table, I can hit L2, and green means you can place it somewhere, flat surface. I can place that lantern. Now it gives me light in this room where I can do stuff, as long as it still has fuel. Also, the lantern is windproof, so. Alright, so that brings me to here. Better check my clothing status. Everything appears to be dry. Body temperature appears normal. Getting a little bit hungry. Is there anything I have I can cook? Oops, that rabbit. So let's cook that up. Now it's in my inventory as cooked meat. Cooked. Now I can eat it. Do not eat raw meat. You will get sick. Guaranteed. This soda is getting ready to expire. Better drink that up. Nom nom nom. Should be good for the night. So my guy's not super tired. It's just beginning midnight. So what I can do, as long as I'm near a light source, is I can read a book. Wherever my survival book is. Oh, right here. Improves firearm skill. If I do 4 more hours of research. As you can see, the moon's moving. Means the night. There's no actual clock, so I read the shit out of that book. Now I can go sleep for a few hours. Sorry about that. The work called me. I had to answer a few questions from a coworker. As you can see, there's some mountaineering ropes already attached over there. You can use those to get up and down the mountain. Story mode is a little bit different than survival mode, in that you can't get up and down the mountain until you do a certain quest, and then you're allotted the mountaineering rope. But even then, you don't need it, because when you climb down, you tend to like stick to the wall. You can, as long as you're facing the rock face and falling down, and you keep pushing your body into the rock face, you'll kind of, it's almost if you have crampons, but you're not wearing crampons. Right here, the ice is pretty thick. There's different parts, like especially in the Forlorn Muskeg. In the lower left quadrant there, you can see the Forlorn Muskeg. So it's kind of like a swampy area, and the ice is very thin in most parts. If you fall through the ice, you're likely to get hypothermia almost instantly. It's not good. You should avoid it. Stick it to the train tracks when walking through the area. If there's ever a blizzard, like, you could get under a bridge like this, and it should give you a windshield, start a fire, whatever you need to do. I believe this is the bridge into town. I'm just following the river up. Not a whole lot here. That was the first maple sapling ever, whatever the hell that was that I cut up. It was the first one of those I've ever got. I think I can turn that into an arrow shaft if I ever find a bow, or make a bow. Well, that being the case, that's pretty much all Millhouse has to offer. I don't know if I can get back up to the plane crash, which is kind of up and around that mountain there. That's where it crashed, like way the hell up there. And then when you story mode, you like make your way down and around, and then you come back out by that church I was at and come this way, and then you work your way into Millhouse. This is the old lady's house, so I'll have the smokes burning out the chimney when you're in single player. Or, I keep saying single player, but I mean story mode. And the first thing you want to do is come back to her little shack here. You're going to find a hatchet laying right on top of this toolbox, and maybe something in it. You definitely want to take that, and then check up here. There was something in here. Definitely goodies. The bank has some stuff. There's a magnifying glass in one of the lock boxes. You can make a fire as long as the sun's out, but And typically, if the sun is out, you're not gonna need a fire. It's kind of contradicting toward itself. So. Oh, hang on. Alright, Sam. I'm getting ready to leave Millhouse. Is there anything I should take? Would you recommend taking mountaineering rope? Yes, no, maybe, so. Sam.
Hey, no, don't bring the rope. Instead, wait.
Don't need it because I saw fixed ropes already in place.
Yep, they're there in survival.
Okay, so bring the essentials. Best of my
Bring
gear.
your
I'm leaving.
gun.
I don't have a gun. Where did you find a gun in Millhouse?
Old lady house, church, or farm, or
Check them all.
in the cars, between the old lady shed and the gas station, like
Check
in
'em.
the backyard there.
The old lady's shed. Yeah, behind her house. Checked it. Found a hatchet.
No, the
Found
cars,
3 hatchets.
the cars back there.
Checked all the cars, man. I have found no rifle in Millhouse.
Well, then roll out. You'll find one.
I need one to move out. But I
Aren't you
did.
playing with passive wildlife? You don't need
I
it.
did. They had nothing's attacked me. I did encounter a bear earlier. I kind of panicked and like left it, but
In Millhouseville?
okay. So you know how you go up to the tower, like the radio tower?
Yeah.
There's like another
Yeah.
little path that you can climb up through the mountains there, and I climbed up.
back to the plane crash.
Oh, okay. Well, I went up kind of that way, and I encountered a bear, and I just slowly backed off. And I stopped doing what I'm doing. But it's midday. I'm hungry and tired. Probably sleep it off, then head out in the morning. But I still
Check
did
cash
not.
registers for bullets.
I have some bullets. I found many I found many hatchets, many knives. I found like all the good stuff except a rifle and a flare
Did you
gun.
know that like lamp oil can be used as
How do you
accelerant?
turn it into an accelerant?
When you go to accelerant, just scroll over a couple times. It'll be there. I
No,
didn't
it's
know
not.
that either.
It's not. So another thing, how do you make maps with charcoal?
Okay, so you have charcoal, right?
I do.
Hold L1, go down to navigation and pull out the charcoal. Put it in your hand.
Okay.
Then hit R2.
Cannot map indoors.
Well, do it outside.
Oh,
And you can't do it in low visibility, so if it's a blizzard or fog, you can't do it either.
what is this dumb?
Or real nighttimey.
I checked the church. I checked the old lady house. I find none of gun that I need for essential.
You'll be alright with passive wildlife.
Oh yeah, I'll just live with a knife.
You'll find one. They're everywhere.
They're not everywhere. How many guns do you have?
Well, I could have 3, but I only carry 1.
The only gun I ever found in single player was at the hunting lodge.
I bet there's one in Jeremiah's cabin when you climb over the hole.
Well, I haven't got to Jeremiah's cabin.
I'm telling you, if you didn't find one in Millhouse, that's where you'd look. You can find them in random colors. It's kind of weird. Find all the bullets in the farm. It's always at